The heart of your teams, the heart of Ohio. Bally Sports Great Lakes and Bally Sports Ohio. The heart of the fan.
From our worst loss of the season to our biggest win. That's baseball. Lots of offense and Shane Bieber. Great combination. We go for the sweep tonight in St. Louis. We'll hear from Kevin Stefanski and Greedy Williams as they address the media. How about Ricky Fowler not qualifying for the U.S. Open? And plenty of your phone calls. Drennan Live is next. I love you, Cleveland. And I love you, Ohio. And a very pleasant good afternoon to you. And welcome to Drennan Live. Here on your TV home for Indians baseball, Columbus Crew Soccer, your sister network for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball and Columbus Blue Jackets hockey. We are Bally Sports Great Lakes. Hi, I'm Bruce Drennan along with Ashley Collins. Great to have you aboard on
Whatever Wednesday. Who's ready? Get those questions in for Bruce. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to get rolling here. So much going on in these first couple of segments. Lots of your phone calls, but I did want to mention because this weekend, pretty cool for you, presenting at the Emmy Awards. Look at you go.
Yeah, I can't win one, but they want me as a presenter.
Well, hey, there you go. You're just so good that's what you need to be doing.
Yeah, right.
That's what they were thinking.
But I was honored, particularly because John Staley, the president, our own Tom Farmer, used to be the president, and John took over for Tom, wants me to give away I'm going to give away 8 awards and all those big newscast awards at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So it'll be a long night because that is a long night, believe me. I don't know. How many categories do you think there are, Ashley? There's a ton.
It's so many.
Yeah.
When you think, the whole night, right? Because you go through everything and the dinners and all that.
Oh, yeah. But no dinner. It's going to be all of we presenters have to be there in person. We're going to a studio with a big backdrop like this behind us. And then the nominees and the winners will be on Zoom to make their acceptance speeches. And I don't know if we haven't rehearsed yet. I'm going to be rehearsing. I don't know if I pretend like I'm handing them the Emmy or somebody else does.
But can you practice that, please? You should have a camera.
That's going to be some tricky technology, I would say. But this coming Saturday night is when it'll be staged. So that's going to be a late night. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
Good stuff. Very, very good.
Yeah.
And you said it. That's a way to bounce back from an 18-5 loss, and you get a 10-1 win, of course, last night for the Tribe. Good stuff. Great to see. Here's Matt Underwood and Rick Manning with last night's Hyundai box score.
We are ready to go for this interleague matchup, and believe it or not, the Indians have the best winning percentage in interleague play against the Cardinals. They've gone 18-11. Hits that ball high in the air, deep left center field, long run. That's going to be in the alley. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Around third, here comes Cesar Hernandez. Relay throw all the way to the plate, not in time. And going into third base is Rosario, and the Indians lead it 1-0. Infield partway in. And a ground ball hit weakly to first. That'll get the run home. Jose Ramirez is retired. It's 2-0 Cleveland. RBI number 32 for Jose. Hit that fastball hard. Bradley Zimmer, what a catch! He laid out and robbed Goldschmidt of extra bases to end the first inning. All-out effort for Bradley Zimmer, and the Cardinals go 1-2-3.
Keep that stat when we talk about MVP later in the year.
High fly ball, deep right field, right on cue. Goodbye. A 3-run homer for Jose Ramirez. And the Indians' lead is 5-0. Right back up the middle and through. That'll get 1 run home. Here comes another. Eddie Rosario with his third hit of the night. He's driven in a pair, and he has effectively put this one away for the Tribe. Line drive, base hit, center field. That's going to bring home 2 more. Swings and hits a fly ball to center field. Book it. The Indians blast the Cardinals in the series opener by a final score of 10-1.
Well, you give Bieber that kind of a cushion to start the game off early like that, and he's just almost unbeatable.
Yeah, love to see that. Love to have that from the offense, as we know. But Bieber has won his past 3 decisions, and in the 4th inning was able to work out of a jam. Here he is, along with manager Terry Francona and Austin Hedges on that.
Yeah, I was cramping up a little bit. Not an excuse because it kind of happened. I was getting calf cramps in both my legs. It happened in the warm-ups of that inning, and then I got 2 quick outs, and I felt all right and was working through it, just trying to get back to the dugout, and obviously was falling behind guys and lost my command and control a little bit, and that was frustrating, but, grand scheme of things, got out of there with 1 run, and we were up big, and I think that's the most frustrating part is, my teammates, we're up 5 or 6 runs at that point, and I'm not throwing strikes. So kind of just part of baseball where you're trying to fill up the zone and get as deep into the ball game as you can. But it is what it is.
Credit, he got through the inning, limited the damage, came in and got some liquids in him, but he got through 6, and he actually, I thought, got better. It just, for about an inning and a half there, he was kind of feeling his way through it.
There's an art to pitching with a lead. Some guys, it's a tough thing to do sometimes. You get out there and you feel like you gotta just throw strikes the whole time. You can't be walking guys. So there's a fine line between making sure we're getting ahead and not giving them free bases, but still executing and going out there. And I tell them when we get a bigger lead, I try and tell them treat it like it's 1-0. We got the 1-run lead. They don't get any this inning. We go out and get a 0 this inning, then everything's gonna line up.
Bieber was pitching on 6 days rest for the first time this year, opened with 3 scoreless innings, as you just saw. And after the game, Francona said Bieber was suffering from the cramps, but he got through 6. And he actually, according to Francona, thought that Bieber actually got better for an inning and a half. There he was kind of feeling his way through it, according to Tito. So with the victory, Bieber improves to 7-3 on the year. The ERA is still excellent at 2.96, allowing 1 run on 5 hits and 6 innings of work. Bieber struck out 5, walked 2, and 5 strikeouts for him is not a lot, but it was effective. He walked 2 as he won his 3rd straight start, improving to 8-1 against the National League Central in his career.
Yeah. Do you love the top of this graphic that says, "Don't call me Justin," like Bieber? So, so great to see Shane Bieber like that, getting better, working through things, 7th win of the season for him. But we talked about the loss against the Orioles, the big loss. When you look then at Shane Bieber by the numbers in his career and how those look after that loss.
Yeah, look at that record, 20-8. That's Cy Young material right there with a 2.85 ERA, and the Indians' record in those games, 27-9. That's pennant winning numbers right there. No question about it.
All right, so that 7th win of the season, obviously coming on the road, as we know. So here's how things look for him in his career.
How about his record on the road? Take a look at that, 26-8 with a 2.83. Most road victories in the majors since 2018. Absolutely fabulous. By the way, top of the lineup put Carlos Martinez in trouble right from the get-go. Hernandez, Rosario, Ramirez won a combined 7 for 13 for 5 runs, 6 RBIs. Rosario and Ramirez each went 3 for 5 with Ramirez driving in 4 runs. Martinez in his last start, I mentioned this yesterday, that was a 14-3 loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers. He allowed 10 earned runs on 6 hits and 4 walks in 2/3 of an inning. And last night he allowed 5 earned runs on 7 hits in 4 innings. And when the Tribe has scored 4 or more runs for Bieber, they have won 25 straight games. Incredible numbers. But boy, the Cardinals have got to be very, very concerned about Carlos Martinez, especially because Flattery is out. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he's on the IL right now, and they can ill afford to be damaged any further injury-wise in their starting rotation.
Tribe did hand St. Louis their 6th straight loss. It was an offensive explosion, as we saw last night, which was really great to see. You just went over these numbers, Bruce. So looking at the offense, and we need to see that, right? We've talked so much about these struggles with the Tribe and who needs to set that spark and that top of the lineup and how important then that becomes.
And then Rosario, don't look now, has got his batting average up to 256 and climbing rapidly. Jose's at 271, climbing rapidly. And even Hedges with a big night last night offensively. Boy, to get anything out of our catchers is such a bonus. It really is. And I said again, I think Rosario getting the short step, since we sent Jimenez down, and Zimmer likes to see him too stroking it like that. That's what he's got to do, by the way. But I think since he was Rosario settled into the shortstop position, his normal position, I think it's a comfort zone for him now at the plate. He doesn't have to worry about playing center field and the defensive responsibilities of being the quarterback of the outfield and covering the gaps. And you can see it in his offense.
That run support so important for Shane Bieber. Here's manager Terry Francona after the game on the production he got from his lineup.
We ran the bases aggressively. You know, we got on the board in the first inning, which always helps. And it's, you know, coming off an off day, it's I can't come up with a bad time to see everybody get hits.
Truth.
That's right, bunching them all together.
Preach that, Tito.
Be a little more difficult tonight against Wainwright, you would think, even though he's up there in years. We'll talk about him in a minute.
But you have to love Bradley Zimmer. And watch a thing of beauty with this catch right
This
here.
is off of Goldschmidt, Ashley, who has got the power, but he hasn't really been hitting for the average. That is as great a catch as you're going to want from your center fielder, because of the ground he had to cover to get to the ball to make the attempted diving catch. And because he's a tall individual, and with that speed, he was able to leap forward, time it perfectly, and make the diving catch as he skidded against the outfield grass. That was major league all the way, and big-time defense. And don't think pitchers don't appreciate that behind him. Now, the point we're making, Zimmer's got to be in there every single night. That defense alone, let alone if he can start hitting like we just showed you with that shot up the middle and going with pitches, what an addition he would be for as we approach the second half of the season.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see from Bradley Zimmer, getting that consistency. And, of course, Shane Bieber loving that defensive play. Here he is on the play.
That was huge. Obviously, I was a big fan if you saw my reaction. But, no, he's awesome out there. As well as the rest of our guys, but to have him in center, he gets such a quick read on things, and obviously closes the gap extremely quick, and up there with the best of them. So love having him out there, and relying on him to make those plays for me.
Even strikeout aces like Bieber, they don't get 27 strikeouts in a game. And so they depend on those guys behind him with those gloves. And that was a big play in the first inning.
It was easy. Obviously, I like that play, he says. He loves to see things like that. So really great. Also great to see, as we talk about the offense, was Jose Ramirez, and really continuing to provide that spark.
Yeah, take a look at Jose as he extended his on-base streak to 22 games, second longest active streak in MLB behind Bellinger. Matched his season high with 4 RBIs, notched his team-leading 10 multi-RBI game of the season, and recording his second 3+ hit game of the year. Jose is in the groove. The weather's warmed up, and so has Jose.
Yeah, you're right. And we know how many times, Bruce, do we say how important he is? We look to the other guys. We want them to obviously provide a spark too. But this month, when you look at those numbers, and what he's been able to do is incredible.
And he does it from both sides of the plate, too. We forget he's such a talented switch hitter. He's dangerous from either side of the plate, and they put the shift on him no matter what side of the plate he's on, and he still excels. It's amazing.
So last night, White Sox also a winner. They beat the Blue Jays. We take a look at the standings as things remain the same.
Yeah, so we remain 4 games out. Now at 32-26, I want to make this note. By the way, Kansas City has lost 4 games in a row as a result with the White Sox and especially the White Sox winning. They've dropped back to 7.5. Of course, Minnesota, what a story that is in a negative fashion this year. But let me make this note. At 32-26, the Indians are 6 above the 500 mark. Houston's in second place in the West. They're at 34-26, obviously 8 games above the 500 mark. Teams, players, managers, they don't even look at the wild card this early in the season, as we're not even at the halfway mark. But I just wanted to point this out because the Indians are very much in the hunt. And of course, in the Eastern Division, you've got Boston in second place with a very good 13 above 500 record. But the Yankees are in third, only 3 above the 500 mark. And then Toronto, only a couple of games above the 500 mark. So right now, the Indians very much, if this was September, we'd be going crazy because the Indians and Houston would be neck and neck.
Hopefully Indians can follow it up tonight with another win, and you can watch it here on Bally Sports Great Lakes as they wrap up that quick series tonight. Indians Live will come your way at 7:30, followed by first pitch at 8. That's here on Bally Sports Great Lakes, as well as the app. And as the Tribe tries for another win, it will be J.C. Mejia on the hill tonight.
Yeah, and he goes against Wainwright. I'll get to Wainwright in a minute. St. Louis enters the game. They've lost 6 games they've been losers in their last 6 games. Cardinals are 15-15 in home games this year. The Indians are 18-14 on the road. Mejia, I'm really anxious to see him throw again tonight. He's got the 1-0 record. There he is, young right-hander, very strong, got a very good moving sinker, as you just saw. Keeps it down low. They don't elevate on him much, and that's been his trademark. So here's Mejia on the hill for us. Now, Adam Wainwright is the veteran, 3-5 record, 4.19 ERA. Last year, he pitched a complete game against the Indians and got the victory. Had 9 strikeouts, allowing 2 earned runs on 6 hits, and he walked 2. In this guy, yesterday we had a question, Ashley, about to me whether I thought he would be Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And I said yes. So I had our staff look up his career stats, and here I'm glad I did say yes, because in 2009 he was 19-9. The 19 victories represented the most in the National League that year. He sported a 2.63 ERA that year. He had 34 starts that led the National League, 233 innings that led the National League, 212 strikeouts. The very next year, he was 20-11, 2.42 ERA, 213 strikeouts in 230 innings of work. In 2013, he was 19-9, and that led the National League in wins. His 2.94 ERA and 34 starts, that led the National League. He had 2 shutouts, that led the National League. 241 2/3 innings, that led the National League, and 219 strikeouts. Then in 2014, he was 20-9, and he had a 2.38 ERA with 3 shutouts. I think he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He, of course, is in the last years of his career. He's an aging veteran, but he still knows how to pitch. This is going to be an interesting matchup tonight. The young, strong right-hander for us, who we're all excited about, blossoming in front of our very eyes, and the aging veteran who knows how to still get outs.
Again, Indians Live, 7:30, first pitch just after 8 here on Bally Sports Great Lakes. All right, this next play, oh my goodness, how hard is it to touch a base? How hard? I don't know. Brian Hayes can tell you.
The Pirates rookie third baseman crushed this ball to the opposite field. It goes over the wall. And as he turned and he realized it was a home run to the dismay of the Dodger pitcher. But wait, hold the fort. Watch this. This is slow motion. Watch it now.
All right, or I don't even know why we're looking at this part.
We're going to get we'll get to this in a minute. Oh, it was controversial as whether that was a home run or not.
Well, this is part of it. Yeah, that's not the only controversy.
Yeah, right.
Great.
When I saw this originally, I didn't think there was any controversy, but watch this. There was a review. Watch Hayes as he rounded first.
Watching, he's watching. I don't know, right over the base. Good call on
Davey
that one.
Roberts, former Indian, manager of the Dodgers. There's the official appeal.
Good call.
And he is out. How about that?
Wasn't even looking.
Boy, how embarrassing for a major league. He's an incredibly talented young player, don't get me wrong. He's an all-star for years to come, believe me, but I'll bet you he'll never do that again in his career.
So you say how embarrassing for a major leaguer.
Yeah.
Is it as embarrassing for not a major leaguer to miss?
Sure it is, because it's so fundamental.
Here we go.
And it also happened yesterday.
Here we go.
This is the highly touted Kansas City Royals prospect, Bobby Witt Jr., who hit a home run, as you can see. And when he was crossing home plate, he didn't touch the plate. Watch this.
Well, he does a special little skip.
Yeah, he did a little dance there and did not touch home plate.
Maybe you should stop.
Here, watch it again. Watch this little dance.
Stop doing that.
Look at that. The umpire's right there looking at him. Appeal made. He's out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Same day that this would happen in a minor league game and with Brian with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Just unbelievable.
But there's some arguing because they didn't believe it. I don't know why he's even skipping like that over the plate.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
That needs to stop.
And you know what? He'll never do that again.
Well, look at what it.
Look
you
at
gotta
this.
pay attention.
You gotta be kidding me. The umpire's looking right down at him. Right down at him.
The toes were so close together, too. I don't know how that he missed that. Maybe some dancing.
Well, to teach him a lesson.
Oh, it did. Hopefully it did. All right, we've talked a lot about the foreign substance when it comes to the pitchers in Major League Baseball. Well, Garrett Cole weighed in on this. If you haven't heard it, you need to take a listen.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest. I mean, there are customs and practices that have been passed down from older players to younger players, from the last generation of players to this generation of players, and I think there are some things that are certainly out of bounds in that regard, and I've stood pretty firm in terms of that, in terms of the communication between our peers and whatnot. And I, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's, this is important to a lot of people that love the game, and this is including the players in this room, including fans, including teams. And so if MLB wants to legislate some more stuff, that's a conversation that we can have, because ultimately we should all be pulling in the same direction on this.
Boy, I've heard politicians dodge questions.
He should run for
But that was a classic there. Now, he was responding to a question from the media as to whether he used a particular sticky paste called spider tack. And, he was caught. He was caught red-handed with that response. His pause and his hesitation, and it was like he was turning pale, trying to think of what to answer. Just lie. It's not like you're under oath in a murder trial,
I'm wondering why he didn't know a question like this could have been coming, though. We've been talking about this since, a while. You have to know that someone's going to say something. How about just get ready with, hey, this may be my answer in case I'm asked about this particular substance or any substance, really. I saw it was funny. Jeff Passan had said, if you don't answer a yes or no question with a no, that means it's a yes.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Right there, you say it.
Right on target. And let's go back to this incident with Karinchak and us and the White Sox. Again, I reiterate, I am of the belief that the White Sox didn't call the attention of the umpire to this because their pitchers are guilty of it too.
Well, Garrett Cole.
Gotta be.
Garrett
Common sense prevails, no?
Clearly, Garrett Cole isn't guilty of this, but here's a look at Karinchak's glove. But Garrett Cole just literally showed everyone, okay, this is what's happening. There's been talk of Garrett Cole and him using something, a substance. Yeah. Why are you not just right away? I'm not answering it or
lie. You're not under oath.
Haven't
lie.
Done it. Don't know what spider tack is. I'm not using
Again,
that.
Politicians lie every other minute.
That just looked so
lie.
bad. The pause felt like it was 25 minutes
He's guilty of sin. The way he answered that, or attempted to.
He tried to. And then he blamed it on pitchers before.
Yeah. Well, there's customs in baseball.
So all the other pitchers that came before were the ones who handed this down to us. So this is what's going on. What? Okay. Let's talk some injury news here. And Chris Sale talking and hoping he'll be back before the end of the season.
Yeah, says he's really confident. As a matter of fact, his quote was 100% unless something crazy happens. I'll be there soon. He's 32 years old. He returned to Fenway on Monday, was throwing in the outfield. He threw again yesterday, and Alex Cora, the manager, said that the Red Sox ace threw 25 pitches, including a combination of his fastball, changeup, and slider. Last appeared in a game in August of 2019. Next step for Sale in the rehab process would be throwing against hitters while he's with the team in Boston. The head trainer of Boston and the pitching coach compared the intensity of Tuesday's bullpen session to one that a pitcher would go through in January. So that tells us he's a ways away still.
Yeah, it does not sound promising when that's happening. All right, Tribe in action later. There are a few day games in progress as we take a look at the schedule. First up, Giants leading it 2-1 over the Rangers.
How about these Giants? They won last night 9-4 over Texas, and they've won 8 out of 10. This would be 9 out of 11. Wow, what a story this year in baseball.
In the fourth inning, Athletics lead it 3-0.
What else is new? The Athletics winner last night 5-2, and the Diamondbacks have the worst record in all of baseball, and get this, they have lost 17 games in a row on the road, going for 18.
Cubs and the Padres are scoreless in the bottom of the third.
The Padres trail San Francisco by 2.5 after their 7-1 loss to the Cubbies last night at home. Cubs at 34-27 are a half a game behind Milwaukee in the National League Central.
Looking at things tonight as the Phillies host the Braves.
Braves beat them last night 9-5. Acuna hit his 18th homer of the year.
Dodgers and Pirates will be in Pittsburgh.
Dodgers beat them 5-3 last night, and the Pirates with that 23-56 or 36 record, that's the second worst record in all of baseball.
Mets are on the road taking on the Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles pounded them last night 10-3, and our buddy Francisco Lindor went 0 for 2. His batting average now is at .215.
Marlins and the Rockies will be in action.
Marlins 6.5 behind the Mets in the National League East.
Red Sox, Astros at Fenway.
Last night, the Astros and winners 7-1. They trail Oakland by 1 game in the West. Red Sox a game and a half behind Tampa Bay in the East. Eovaldi and Odorizzi is the matchup in that game tonight.
Reds at home taking on the Brewers.
Brewers beat them last night 5-1. First place in the National League Central. Bad news for Cincinnati. Sonny Gray had to remove himself from the game after pitching only 3 innings. He was really on, too. He had 5 strikeouts, was looking great. He was complaining about a groin pull. He was getting an MRI today. We don't have any results yet.
The Mariners and Tigers will be in Detroit.
Mize versus Flexen.
Rays and Nationals will be facing off.
Question for me, with the Nationals at 24-33 and falling further and further behind in the National League East, are they going to be big-time sellers before the break? Curious question. Corbin going for them tonight.
Twins will play host to the Yankees.
Yankees beat them last night 8-4. It's about time their offense showed up. Sanchez and Andujar had home runs in that game, and tonight they've got Cole on the hill.
6-3 record, 2.26 ERA. I bet you won't have any kind of substance on them tonight.
And wonder what will happen. All right, White Sox, Blue Jays will be in action.
White Sox beat them 6-1 last night. They've won 7 of 10. Lance Lynn, a Cy Young candidate, is on the hill for them. 7-1 record, 1.23 ERA, .92 WHIP. Wow.
And the Royals on the road taking on the Angels.
And that's Canning versus Keller.
All right, don't forget, it is Whatever Wednesday. Get those questions in for Bruce over on Twitter and Facebook.
Well, we'll switch to the NBA playoffs. A little bit of football news. We've got Kevin Stefanski's presser coming up. We've only just begun on Drennan Live. Drennan Live is brought to you by Hyundai. The all-new 2022 Hyundai Tucson is here. Question everything. We did. And by the Cleveland Clinic, celebrating 100 years of healthcare. And by Geico.